Dubbed the King of Pop, Michael Jackson was one of the most successful cultural icons ever. The iconic figure who was destined to conquer the world with his music and destined to be one of the world's greatest stars. But fate played havoc and had a very tragic ending that no one could have ever imagined. To date, nobody knows if it was a calculated murder or a tragic suicide. On the unfortunate day of June 25th, 2009, Michael Jackson was found dead under mysterious circumstances. His death resulted from the deadly cocktail of his addiction to the pills and the probable manslaughter by his physician, Dr. Conrad Murray. Michael Jackson's death left behind many unanswered questions. We will unfold the mystery behind the tragic ending of the King of Pop in this video, so stay tuned. Jackson was a talented lead singer of his family band, Jackson 5, who used to sing with his brothers. Michael Joseph Jackson, born in 1958 in Indiana, was the 8th child of the Jackson family. Jackson with his 4 brothers formed Jackson 5 in 1964, which used to perform locally. The boys signed to Steel Town Records in 1967 and released their debut single, Big Boy. Later, they signed with Motown Records and released their 4 singles, all of which topped the Billboard Hot 100 chart. Raised as a child star who became a megastar, Michael Jackson released his first solo album, Got to Be There, in 1972. It was when Michael Jackson entered the world of fame and kept releasing his hits one after another, including The Wiz, Off the Wall, and Thriller, which sold millions of copies worldwide. Jackson made America dance to his melodic songs and let the whole world sway in his splendid ballads. Another string to the bow was establishing the cable channel MTV, which began broadcasting in 1981. The channel was notorious for not playing black artists, but it was Jackson who broke the color barrier and was broadcast on MTV. His famous hit, Billie Jean, Beat It, and his mini-movie, Thriller, were named by MTV as the greatest music videos ever made. Jackson hit the jackpot in 1983 when he performed his moonwalk dance step during a Billie Jean performance on a live Motown Anniversary TV special. The walk became the talk of the town, and newsflash in the media with the title image of a man wearing a black fedora and a single white glove with rhinestones. People called this performance the unofficial coronation of the King of Pop, as it was the time that forever transformed the pop music world. Jackson had put in blood, sweat, and tears to reach the level that is a dream of many like him. But here's the twist in his superstardom life, his tumultuous personal life. It is wonderful. There is a lot of wonderment in being famous. You travel the world and you see things, you meet people, you go places. It's great. But then there's the other side. There's lots of rehearsal, and you have to put in a lot of your time and give up yourself. Yes, Jackson's life remained tabloid fodder from his colossal fandom to his inner loneliness, his stardom image to the weird controversies. I don't think people understand the other side that comes with it. They're so quick to call you strange and weird, but it's almost as if you're forced to be different because it's not normal. Starting from 1984, Michael Jackson's hair was set on fire due to a pyrotechnic mishap. The incident barely affected his facial features, leading to numerous plastic and cosmetic surgeries. Reportedly, the surgeries made him strongly addicted to the high-dose painkillers. In 1993, the Pop King came in the highlights for molesting a 13-year-old boy who was a sleepover guest at his home. Jackson rejected all the allegations but settled the lawsuit with the boy's family for an amount of $20 million. Following this, in 2003, Jackson once again became a news headline when he was accused of molesting another boy, who was finally acquitted of all charges. Jackson's radically altered physical appearance was another cherry on the cake, inviting enormous wrath from all corners of the media industry. This time, he was accused of lighting color complexion, which he attributed to his medical condition due to numerous plastic surgeries. On June 24th, Jackson arrived for the rehearsals of the comeback concerts at Staples Center in Los Angeles. He went home at 12:30 a.m. and retired to his bed 1 hour later. He had a history of insomnia and used to take pills for sleep aid. At the moment, Jackson's physician, Conrad Murray, was present to help him with medication and gave him various drugs, including diazepam, lorazepam, and midazolam. But after several drug injections and a couple of hours, Jackson was still unable to sleep. Murray injected him with 25 milligrams of propofol diluted with lidocaine, which Jackson had used in the past for sleep aid. Resultantly, Jackson fell asleep. Murray, however, left him and went to the bathroom, where he returned 2 minutes later, but when he came back, he found Jackson unconscious and had a weak pulse. According to Murray, he performed CPR and tried hard to revive Jackson for 10 minutes, and also injected flumenzenol to counteract sedative overdose, but all in vain. Jackson was eventually taken to the medical center at 1:14 a.m., and the medical team there tried to resuscitate him for more than an hour, but he remained unresponsive. The King of Pop was pronounced dead. The series of investigations started, and various speculations arose. Few believed that Jackson was forcibly drugged in an attempt to murder him. The physician, Dr. Murray, came into the spotlight, and many called him the real culprit behind Jackson's death, who intentionally administered him the medicines. Further investigations revealed that Murray did not perform the standard CPR technique and was performing CPR on the bed and used one hand for compression and put one hand underneath Jackson. In contrast, the standard practice is to use both hands for compression. Another controversial matter that made Murray more suspicious was not calling 911. According to him, he was hindered as there was no phone in the house, and he did not know the exact address of the house. Surprisingly, it was later discovered that Murray made several phone calls on his cell phone in the hour when he found Jackson's unconscious state. A security guard eventually called 911 after an hour and a half after Jackson went unresponsive. Paramedics performed CPR for 42 minutes at the house, and he was taken to the hospital after that. There was another twist in the case. Murray's attorney stated that Jackson had a pulse when he was taken out of the house in an ambulance. At the same time, the Los Angeles Fire Department issued the statement that paramedics discovered Jackson in full cardiac arrest when they left for the hospital and did not notice any change in his state. Michael Jackson's death left everyone in shock and stunned his audience all over the world. Various speculations have arisen, and the real cause of the death could not be known. His corpse was flown by helicopter to Los Angeles County, and the coroner's office stated that there was no evidence of trauma or foul play. Jackson's family, however, arranged a private autopsy the next day, which is considered expedited with limited results. On August 28, 2009, the Los Angeles County coroner declared Jackson's death as a homicide, with the fact that Jackson died from acute propofol intoxication and the anxiolytic lorazepam and other medications exacerbated the effect. The autopsy report further revealed that Jackson was healthy and fit otherwise, and his heart was strong. His most noticeable issue was the chronic inflammation of his lungs, but it did not contribute to his death. Another organ system was functioning, and his BMI was in the desired range. Jackson's family believed that the pop singer was murdered and was given planned medications with lethal doses. His sister LaToya recently told London's Mail on Sunday that she feared Michael was killed by greedy hangers-on who preyed on the star. "I believe Michael was murdered. I felt that from the start," the 53-year-old said. Not just one person was involved, rather, it was a conspiracy of people. A bad circle surrounded him. Michael was a very meek, quiet, and loving person. People took advantage of that. Less than a month ago, I said that I thought Michael was going to die before the London shows because he was surrounded by people who didn't have his best interests at heart. Mark Schaffel, a former video producer of Jackson, said that the singer had used alprazolam, sertraline, omeprazole, hydrocodone, and other drugs during his rehearsals. The police investigations also found several medications at his home, some with fraudulent labels and others unlabeled. Another physician, Eugene Aksonoff, who had treated Jackson and his family before, had mentioned that he was concerned about Jackson's use of drugs. According to him, Jackson also asked for certain stimulants to get through the performance anxiety, and he did not prescribe them. Moreover, Jackson had chronic fatigue, fever, and insomnia, for which he used to take large amounts of drugs. Interestingly, his drug list also included steroids and other skin whitening medications. Dr. Murray was, however, charged with involuntary manslaughter by prosecutors in Los Angeles on February 8, 2010. After several trials, the jury trial sentenced him to 4 years in jail for administering high sedatives. He was released 2 years after his sentence in October 2013 due to California prison overcrowding and Murray's good conduct. The king of pop and the guru of moonwalk produced music that would keep inspiring generations. In his lifetime, Jackson sold over 400 million records and won numerous awards, including several Grammy Awards. He was inducted into the Guinness Book of World Records for being the most philanthropic artist, as he donated over $500 million to multiple charity organizations. His net worth on his death was reported to be over $2 billion. But, surprisingly, he was in $500 million debt when he died. So another think tank believed that he did suicide as he was not in condition to pay such a whopping amount of $500 million. Whatever the case is, Jackson's death is still a mystery, as there are numerous questions to answer and multiple speculations which raise eyebrows. Alright, that's all for this one, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, or drop a comment and let us know your thoughts. I'll see you in the next video.